Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard, and it is a damn fine day to talk about a book. And today we are here for Beard on King. I believe this is episode 23. I could be wrong because it's been a long damn time since I've done one of these. I tried to look, and some of them I've made live again. Some of I haven't. I need to go back and get them all. But I think that this is episode 23, and today we're going to talk about Holly by Stephen King. Now, again, I keep beating a dead horse or whatever, but I took a year off, a complete year off. Um, Probably about 6 months of that was not reading at all. But a year off from videos, from Instagram, from Twitter, from all of it. And this book is the one that brought me back, amongst other things. But this is the book that I got for my birthday on October 2nd, and I started reading it, and I started reading it a little bit faster, and a little bit faster. And Steve, good old buddy Steve, a constant reader here, pulled me right back in. Made me remember, what I loved about doing this, what I love about reading, those wonderful feelings of walking into a library when I was young and seeing that, there were, I don't know, 20 or 25 books already out that he had created this entire universe for me to explore, and just finding a love of reading through that. So, Holly definitely got me going again. Now, before I stopped doing this, the stuff that I kind of ended on was the Mr. Mercedes series. I had read book one when it came out, but I had not read the two follow ups, and I got through all three of those. There should be episodes of those posted. I believe I also did some episodes about the TV show, but probably didn't go through all of that. Like, I think I might have done season one, or whatever. I enjoyed those books. I remember when Mr. Mercedes came out, not really being fully on board with Holly as a character, and she's got um OCD type. She has issues, and the thing is there's multiple versions of Holly throughout the books. I mean, the book version is the book version, but there's multiple different versions throughout the TV shows. Like, there's a different version in the book than there is to the Mr. Mercedes series, than there is to the series The Outsider, and so on and so forth. So some of that stuff kind of blurs. The lines kind of blur for me. Anyway, to just get the point across and to not make myself come off as a huge dick, I just wasn't really into Holly initially. And I'd heard people like my buddy Edward Lorne talk about how he loved Holly Gibney, loved the character, and I was like, shit, what's wrong with me? But anyway, she really grew on me, and I really kind of fell in love with her. And so when I picked this book up, I was just wrapped. I mean, I just was in love with the character, in love with the surrounding characters, and after reading this, I went back and redid The Outsider. I did If It Bleeds. I think I did everything that Holly has ever been involved in. So I'm completely caught up on the Holly Gibney canon, so to speak. I really really liked this book. 4 star, liked this book, even though it's by no means a perfect book. I mean, so uh, I rate books based on how they make me feel. Again, this was the first one in a long time, so I was probably a little bit less observant of problems, possible holes in the plot, things like that. I'm not saying they exist. I will tell you a couple little issues that I have with it, but what I'm saying is that, this book was pure enjoyment for me, but a lot of that was based on situation. It was based on me personally just, getting back into it. Huge fan of the character, huge fan of supporting characters. Now, I really dug the theme, the plot aspects of this. I will say that there are some believability issues, in my opinion. We have an aging couple, older couple. Again, it's been 3 or 4 months since I read it, but they're old. I want to say 70s, maybe older. I mean, some of the stuff makes them feel older. Some of it makes them feel younger. And if you've read the book, you know what I'm getting at there. They're abducting people and doing things. I don't want to go into the I guess the level of what they're doing. I don't want to spoil that, but they are abducting people, and you learn that in chapter 1, I believe. So it's not a spoiler. You know what? Let me stop right there, read the synopsis, and we'll circle back. So, all right. Holly Gibney, one of Stephen King's most compelling and ingeniously resourceful characters, returns in this thrilling novel to solve the gruesome truth behind multiple disappearances in a Midwestern town. Sometimes the universe throws you a rope. Stephen King's Holly marks the triumphant return of beloved King character Holly Gibney. Readers have witnessed Holly's gradual transformation from a shy but also brave and ethical recluse in Mr. Mercedes to Bill Hodges' partner in Finders Keepers to a full-fledged, smart, and occasionally tough private detective in The Outsider. In King's new novel, Holly is on her own and up against a pair of unimaginably depraved and brilliantly disguised adversaries. When Penny Dahl calls the Finders Keepers Detective Agency, hoping for help locating her missing daughter, Holly is reluctant to accept the case. Her partner Pete has COVID, her very complicated mother has just died, and Holly is meant to be on leave, but something in Penny Dahl's desperate voice makes it impossible for Holly to turn her down. Mere blocks from where Bonnie Dahl disappeared live Professors Rodney and Emily Harris. They are the picture of bourgeois respectability, married octogenarians devoted to each other, and semi-retired lifelong academics. But they are harboring an unholy secret in the basement of their well-kept, book-lined home, one that may be related to Bonnie's disappearance, and it will prove nearly impossible to discover what they are up to. They are savvy, they are patient, and they are ruthless. Holly must summon all her formidable talents to outthink and outmaneuver the shockingly twisted professors in this chilling new masterwork from Stephen King. Yeah, so our villains are a married elderly couple, and they're abducting people, and without going into what they're abducting them for, some of that stuff, I mean, they take a young, virile, is that the right word? A young man. I mean, and yes, they, hit him in the neck with some pass out juice, whatever you want to call it, and, and whatnot, but they have to move this person and have to move them into their basement. And so part of that for me was, unbelievable. Now, Holly, of course, is on the case, and look, if you haven't read it, and if you are super, super worried about spoilers, I am not going to tell you what happens. Anyway, I'm not. I don't want to, but I want to tell you another part that's super unbelievable. But in the climax, in the showdown between Holly and these two elderly professors, there is a capture escape scene. And for me, that was also unbelievable. I mean, think, from just a different perspective. I mean, the mouse is in the fucking trap, and there's no getting out of that, and so that part kind of hit me as unbelievable too. But again, Super enjoyed it. Fell in love with Holly. Holly has grown a shit ton, like it says, since the Mercedes books, and yeah, so I just really enjoyed it. It's not a short book. It's not a long book by King standards. I think it's like 450 pages. But I picked it up, zoomed right through it. It got me back into reading. Just really enjoyed it. Again, more crime than horror, but the crime is horrific. So take that for what you will. I really dug it. I'm at 4 stars. Again, this is Holly by Stephen King. This has been Well Read Beard. This has been Beard on King, episode whatever the fuck it is. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them. All of them. God, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you, my friend, are reading the wrong damn books.